Hello everybody, my name is Zach and I'm going to showcase my final project for this dealership website. I worked really hard on it. Something that my biggest takeaway is I thought this project was going to be hard. It really was. It took a lot of my time. There's still some things I'd love to improve, make it look a lot cleaner, but that being said, I'm very happy with the product that I was able to create, and I'm super hyped on all the things I was able to learn this semester. So as long as this keeps filming, I'm saying that because last time my camera kept glitching in and out, so this should work. But I'll go ahead and showcase it. Let me just minimize this so I can keep seeing what I'm showing you, and we will get moving. All right, first things first. So this is my website. I made it a little bit dynamic, so when you hover over it, it changes. You're able to see different categories, different cars, and I have you on two screens. That's why I'm looking back and forth. So if anything, it populates a car. I was able to put all this in the database. I used Postgres, and I was able to add cars by year, make, and model. I just got an image that was royalty free off it and saved it just in case I didn't have any issues going forward with that. But as you see, I have cars. One thing I'd like to clean up if I had more time to work on it is make sure that these cars all populate the same. But like I said, I want to make sure that all these worked. I mainly focused on the back end. This being a back end class, I want to make sure that all the back end worked and that it showcased it. Let me just move this real quick because this window's still kind of in your way. This is my screen, my streaming OBS studio. So as you see, I have a home page right here. It goes here. I have some featured vehicles. Same thing. It shows it as you hover over it. If you click on it, it'll bring you to the vehicles, and then by ID, it shows you your make model. You're able to leave reviews. With this, you do have to log in to leave a review, but you're able to see the reviews when they were made. These were a couple test cases that I made just to make sure, and I'll go through that as we go on. Here's an about. I made it kind of fun. It's called Less New Autos. I tried to make it seem like this was Al Capone era back in 1942, right? Had a simple dream, run a successful business. Unfortunately, the dream was originally involved washing money instead of washing cars. And so I just had kind of fun with it. It's all fictitious, but as I'm coding, I try to make it a little bit fun. So that's an actual picture of Al Capone. I thought was fun. Down here, you can browse by cars. I added that. I'll show you. I can delete it, but I added that as a test case. So there are technically four. I have cars. I have electric vehicles. I had trucks and vans, and then SUVs I did as a test case just to make sure that I could add and that it'd work. And so I'll show you that. I can delete it. But right now I showed it up here. You're not logged in, so no user, so you don't have a name or anything. So this is all public. You can see vehicles. So even if I don't have a login, I can come down here and click on vehicles. Like I said, I can click on a Tesla Model 3. It's my electric car. I can look at the description and things like that, right? Here's a van, little Ram ProMaster. Once again, if I want to log in, I have to read a review, but I left a little thing right here that says no reviews yet, but if you want to log in, you can leave a review. It makes it kind of fun. A contact page, so you can go ahead and put your name, your email, and a message and send that, and it sends it right into the admin. Excuse me. The reviews. So those reviews, like I said, are tied to the car. And so when you click here, you'll see some. We'll go ahead and test case it as we go on. But these are reviews that you're able to use. I'll show you as this, but I just did some test cases just to show that it does populate. Here's your login page and then a register page. So if you don't have a login, you can register it right there. So I'll go ahead and showcase that. First, we'll start off with the owner. So as the requirement said, owner@example.com, and the password is the same as a necessary password. So you go ahead and do that. You can't see it, right? Like a typical password. Click login. And as you see right here, now I'm logged in as the owner. Like I said, I keep looking over here because I have two screens. So now I'm logged in as owner. Shows it up right there as I say. What's nice about when you log in as the owner, if you notice your dashboard changes. I'll go ahead and log out and show that again, but you can manage users. There's an admin page. I can manage vehicles. Like I said, I'm the owner, so I can do a little bit more with that. I'll go ahead and log out and show you that again real quick. So if I log in, see how all those are gone? Go right here again. It's all the same passwords for all the same logins. So like I said, the instructor gave us that, so it should all be right there. I'm able to manage vehicles, manage service requests, and manage users. So even if there's a user on here and I don't want them anymore, or it's become inactive, or I can change the users for their different roles, I can do that all from here. A little admin section right here. See, I can manage users, manage vehicles, manage service requests, moderate reviews, manage categories, or contact messages. So if I go right here, I can vehicle categories, right? I can go ahead and show you this. So I added this earlier. I'm just going to go ahead and delete it and show you that I can add it again. So if I delete it right here, be like, are you sure you want to delete this category? Yes, absolutely, we want to. So now if we go back here to your home, there's no longer an SUV section. There's no SUVs in my database, so that's why I just added it as a test case. If you click on it, I'll show you I'll add it, and there will be no vehicles. But I can go ahead and go, where is it? Right here. Manage categories. Once again, SUVs, put a little S on it. Add category, and that populates right here. And then if I go back here, once again, I'm still up here as the owner, so I have those rights and those privileges. The SUVs are right here. I'll go ahead and go back here again to admin, manage categories, and I'll go ahead and delete that. Well, actually, real quick, I'll show you that there are no SUVs just so it works. If I click here, see, no cars, because there's none in the database because I don't have an SUV section. If we go down here, it still all populates, but I'll go back here to admin, manage categories, and go ahead and delete that because we don't have any SUVs. Other sections that I have in here in the admin section is I can moderate reviews. So these are all the reviews. Let's say somebody goes in there and just leaves us a really bad, really mistaken review. I can go in there and I can change that, or I can delete it basically. Managed service requests are also right here, right? So anybody that has a service request, they can send it in, and then I see that their status is right here, so I can do live updates. It says submitted, in progress, or completed. So these ones are all just been submitted. I did it through the owner just to make sure that it ran. But if I go right here, I can say, okay, well the Mazda 3 is in progress, like we see that. Go ahead and click that, and then it updates to in progress. Go right here. I can also manage users. Like I said, if there's users right here and there's people that I want to give certain permissions to, I can absolutely do that. Right here, they're just a typical user. I can bump this up to an employee and go ahead and update that. And so now it's all updated. It does it all lifetime, which is cool. Reset password. I just click that button just so I can put them all at that same password that allows you to log in on the system, which the instructor provided us. And that is about it on that, right? But what I'll do is now that I'm logged in as an owner, I'll show you the different things that I can or cannot do as a employee or even a regular user, just so you can see a little bit different in the database. So if I log out of here, once again, if you look at the top, I'm not logged in as anybody. I'm logged in as a no user, so I don't have anything, right? If I log in, I can go ahead and show you the employee works. So the employee at example.com, the password being the same password as was provided by the instructor, and then the course requirements that it needs to be. And so now I'm logged in as employee. What I want to show you also is I want to show you that it does handle if the password is incorrect. So it's not just a, so it does do some error handling on that. I'll go ahead and log out. So I don't have a user. I'll log in again, and I'll just say I'm the employee, but I just typed in yada yada. It's wrong, right? I go here. So it doesn't allow you to log in. You're still no user, and it also gives you a little prompt that it does have invalid credentials. So I'll show you that it works. Like I said, like that, and we are logged in as the employee. You can browse by vehicle, same thing, right? You can look at the cars. I got some Mazdas, I have some VWs, I have a Hyundai. Service requests. I am also able to see this because even though the owner is the requester and did this, I'm an employee, right? I have these rights. I can also change these. So I can change this to submitted, or I can change this to completed. And then when I go here, these are also here. So these stay the same. With this dashboard, I added this just so you can see who you're logged in as. So this dashboard says I'm logged in as employee. My role is an employee, and so I'm able to do that. I'll show you one more thing. Oh, so I am logged in, right? So I'll do this real quick. I'll just go down to this Mercedes Sprinter van. No reviews yet, but since I am logged in, I'm able to showcase that. I'll just give it an average score, right? My comment will be a comment test. Submit a review right here. And so now it's all right here. I can edit this review. So I can go back here and say, you know what, I didn't mean to rate it as a 3. I meant to rate it as a 4. Go ahead and save changes. And it should be back here. Let's see, where is it at? Didn't work. So I wonder if I do this though. So that might be something I have to go back and change and work on. If I go here and do tester again. So I'm able to add another one. Let's see if I'm able to delete it. It should work. So tester again, right? So I'm going to go up here. This is edit. I'll just go ahead and delete this. Are you sure you want to delete this review? Yes. And it deletes. And so now I can completely take those away. I'll have to go back in and edit that. So I do apologize. That does not work currently. But with my with the due date looming, I will just go ahead and move on to what else I need to show. Let me see what else I need to show in this video. I had the requirements up. Let me see this real quick. Okay, option B, right? If you prefer, so the home page with the featured vehicles, I already showed you that, so I'll just pull up this. So homepage, featured vehicles, those are all these. Like I said, you click on those will work. Let's see. These are all moving around, I apologize. What my project does, it's a used dealership website. Its purpose is for not only to be logged in, but you can do service requests, you can look at a car, you can review a car, you can also add a car. I forgot to show you that. I can show you that. Demonstrate key features working live on my deployed site. I'll go ahead and show you this too. It is working right here. So I got you right here on render. I'll pull you up again just so you show it. See, bam. So that's all working. I will go ahead and show different user roles and their capabilities. I went ahead and showed you that already. Highlight one technical challenge you solved and how. One thing that I really was working hard on is making sure that those pictures populated, that they showed up. I'll show you what I mean by that. So the Tesla, see how it shows up with a picture of a Tesla. If you go right here, Ford Transit, it shows a picture of a Ford Transit, right? One thing that a couple of these weren't working, so I had to add some placeholders, if you will. If you look at this Mazda 3, obviously it is not a picture of a Mazda 3. It shows it up here, but on the placeholder, it really kind of, if it wasn't broken, I wanted to make sure that there was a placeholder, is what I mean to say. And so with this, Hyundai comes up, Hyundai Elantra populates perfectly fine, right? But if I go down here to browse vehicles, the vehicles that wouldn't show up have a placeholder, or the vehicles that you add are also right there, and they'll show up with a placeholder. I'll show you what I mean by that real quick. So if I go ahead and log out, I'll log back in as the owner. Here's your owner. Your password is the password that was given to us, right? Per the requirements. So now I'm back. If I go in here to manage users as an owner, I can add a vehicle, or I can also edit or take away a vehicle or delete a vehicle. So I've added all these. What I'll show you with that placeholder is I'll add a vehicle, and it'll add just a, what's the word? A placeholder. So I'll just go ahead and put a Toyota Corolla. This is going to be a car. We'll say it is a 2020. Mileage, they run forever, but I'll just run my finger across the board. Same thing. So now I can create a vehicle. See, that vehicle populates right there. Like I said, I keep moving over here because I'm looking at the screen. So that populates right here. Oh no, it was a 2021, not a 2020. If I go in here, I can go ahead and go, bam. Description is, it's a great, reliable car. Oh, come on, brother. There you go. It's a great, reliable car. I'll go ahead and save changes. So now I go here. I'll go in here in vehicles. I'll show you the placeholders, what I was talking about. See, so it populates the placeholder. So it is just a generic car. The owner can go in there and they can put it in there from the back end. But I went here. It's got the placeholder, just the placeholder text. Toyota Corolla, right? Year 2021. It's a great, reliable car. I put in those wild mileage, so it's got 1.2 million miles, I guess. But it's 12,000, so it's a great price. So other than that, let me see what else I got to show you. Show my code and explain the database schema, your ERD, and explain your relationships. Open a route controller file and explain how a request flows through your application, routing middleware, all that, right? So I'll go ahead and show you this. My code is over here. And I'll bring it over here. Let me just double check that it's going through. Yep, cool, you can see it. I made tons and tons because I was chasing a few bugs. What I was finding out is a lot of my code wasn't necessarily working until I separated it and made it super, super, super specific, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. So we follow, minimize these a little bit. You wanted us to follow the MVC structure, right? Here's those images for those cars. Put in vehicles. So if you click here, the placeholder that I was talking about is right there. So that's just a generic placeholder vehicle that pops up. Let's see. I got a 404 error. Oh, I should show you that before we stop, but I'll show you that. Routes, I just kept them all pretty easy so I can know exactly, as I was building it out, what I was talking about, what I was looking at. By doing so, here's your about controller, right? Get all categories, show about page, render it, right? Easy enough, pretty straightforward. Your about routes. So it has the outer, or has the router, it shows your about page from your controller that I just showed you. It shows it, calls for it, and then exports it. Pretty straightforward, what we talked about. And then about routes. So in that case, we're going to come down here to your about in your views, and you have that. So this is all my my EJS, which is basically the best way I say it is it's just marked up HTML, and it is all right there. What else? Demonstrate one piece of code you're proud of and explain why you implemented it that way. What are you most proud of? Honestly, what I'm most proud of when I've worked on this whole project is, this is the biggest project I've ever worked on. And so just being able to have this all change dynamically when you log out as opposed to when you log in. See, this is that Toyota Corolla that I put in there, and so since it doesn't have it, it will show it as featured, but it won't have it. A lot of it was just trial and error and trial and trial and trial and error. I really like this project because although I can easily make this way, way better, it's impressive that I was able to make it with the knowledge that I truly just gained this semester. I thought it was amazing that you can truly make something at a professional level that you can showcase to your friends and that I'm proud of, and that I can ultimately build and build and build and keep building as I learn the program, and I can do all that. And then, like I said, with that about section, it's something that I had fun with. It's something that I just made this quote unquote fictitious story about. Less new autos is what I called this, and I think it's been a great experience for me. I'm excited to hear if you have any questions about it. But other than that, the biggest struggle, like I said, was just once I figured out what I needed, is keeping the MVC structure separate to make sure that your gets were there, that your posts were there, that your deletes were all there. because a lot of times I was going through and I was debugging, I was trying to figure out what was going on and why this isn't rendering and why this isn't showing up and why am I getting server errors. So I had a lot of debug consoles as I went along, and that really helped me visualize and then see, okay, well, it's not reading my auth in my middleware. Oh, it's not even getting my routes anymore. So why is that the case? And so just simple debugging, just to figure out how everything was structured and lined together was really neat to see. I'll show I'll show you this. Well over the 15 commits, I was just breaking stuff and fixing stuff and breaking stuff. The biggest thing that I learned with that is just to go slow, and then if you do something in a small commit, you can always roll it back and you can figure out what you did wrong. So that was actually really nice to figure out. Like I said, the render's all here. This is my YouTube video, so I'll upload that. But I believe I showed everything that I needed to. I'll just go ahead and delete this just to show you that, just so it's a little bit cleaner, and we'll wrap this video up. Oh, I'll do this real quick just to show. Oh, invalid credentials. Okay. Once again, make sure that the password is correct according to the requirements and the instructions. Changes back to owner. I'll go ahead and manage this vehicle. This one doesn't have a picture, and I'm not trying to sell a 1.2 million mile vehicle anyways, so I'll go ahead and delete it. Go back here, and it's gone. But that is it. Thank you very much for watching my video, and if you have any questions, let me know.